Watch this lizard. See how slow it moves? It looks like a master ninja, right? Everyone thinks the chameleon is the ultimate spy, silently crawling along until it snaps to match its background. It's a compelling idea, but the famous chameleon superpower you think you know that instant, perfect camouflage, is a total myth. The real reason chameleons change color has very little to do with hiding. They change color to talk. And they do it using a secret language of crystals embedded in their skin, turning their bodies into a living biological television screen. So, forget what you thought you knew about camouflage. The truth is way more spectacular, and it reveals how these lizards broadcast their every mood, intention, and feeling for the whole world to see. The myth of camouflage. All right, let's clear up the biggest myth right away. A chameleon's natural resting color, usually a shade of green or brown, is fantastic camouflage for hanging out in trees. But the rapid, spectacular changing of color isn't really about hiding. In fact, it's often the exact opposite. While they can make subtle shifts to better match their background, especially when a predator is nearby, it's not their superpower. Studies show that when it comes to actively concealing themselves, their ability is limited. They can't mimic complex patterns, and the process is far slower than the vibrant displays they're famous for. So if they're not trying to vanish, what's going on? They're putting on a show. A brightly colored chameleon is making sure everyone sees it. The real reasons for their color-shifting gift are a mix of social signaling and controlling their body temperature. A secret, colorful language. The number one reason chameleons change color is to communicate with each other. Think of it less like camouflage and more like a very public status update. When two male chameleons run into each other, they don't just hiss, they have a duel of colors. Their skin ignites with brilliant yellows, oranges, and reds to signal aggression and claim their territory. The male with the brighter, faster color change is usually the one who'll win the fight. A rival who knows he's outmatched will shift to a dull, submissive brown, basically saying, "All right, you win, I'm out of here." And it's not all about fighting, it's also for romance. A male trying to impress a female will show off his most dazzling, vibrant patterns. A female can then use her own unique color palette to signal that she's interested or that he should probably move along. Their skin is broadcasting an entire conversation full of excitement, stress, and fear for any other chameleon to read. A personal thermostat. The second key to their color change is much more practical. It's all about temperature. Chameleons are cold-blooded, so they depend on the sun to regulate their body temperature, and their skin is a surprisingly effective built-in thermostat. On a cool morning, a chameleon will darken its skin to a deep, rich brown or even black. This dark surface is perfect for soaking up as much sunlight as possible to warm up quickly. But if it gets too hot under the afternoon sun, it does the opposite. The chameleon will shift to a very pale green or even a whitish color to reflect the sun's rays and avoid overheating. It's a simple and brilliant survival tool that lets them stay at the perfect temperature all day long. The crystal technology. So, how does an animal create such a stunning light show on demand? The secret isn't in bags of liquid pigment like ink. It's physics, using a hidden layer of what can only be described as crystal technology. A chameleon's skin has a few special layers. The top ones have cells called chromatophores, which hold yellow and red pigments. But the real magic happens in a deeper layer of cells called iridophores. These cells are filled with microscopic guanine nanocrystals, all arranged in a perfect grid-like pattern. Here's how it works. When a chameleon is calm and relaxed, those crystals are packed tightly together. This tight grid reflects short wavelengths of light, like blue. When that blue light shines up through the layer of yellow pigment, what we see is green, the chameleon's default camouflage color. But when that chameleon gets excited, angry, or sees a rival, its nervous system tells the skin to stretch. This flexes the iridophore cells, pulling the nanocrystals further apart. As the space between the crystals widens, they start reflecting longer wavelengths of light, first yellow, then orange, then red. By precisely tuning the spacing of these crystals, the chameleon is literally choosing which color of light to reflect. It's a living photonic crystal. Conclusion. So, far from being silent masters of disguise, chameleons are actually one of the loudest and most expressive creatures in the animal kingdom. They don't change color to blend in. They change color to stand out, to argue, to flirt, and to tell everyone exactly how they're feeling. Their skin isn't a canvas for hiding, but a dynamic billboard broadcasting a secret language written in light. They are a stunning reminder that nature is often far more inventive than any myth, and that sometimes the most incredible technologies have been evolving in living things for millions of years. If you thought this look into the secret world of chameleons was fascinating, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell for more. And let us know in the comments what other animal myths you want us to tackle next. Thanks for watching.